I'm working on the Make-A-Wish background. I'd call it Make-A-Wish because it sounds fancy, but it's just the dandelion wishes. You know, when dandelions are like have died, and then they leave the little wishes on the round. Like, it looks like that. Look. For those of you who don't know, it looks like that. And it has all the wishes, and they blow around in the wind. You're supposed to make a wish. That's what I'm doing at the moment, and that's what I'm going to do on stream once I make sure that my sound is good. What? Okay, let's see. Make sure it's streaming, it's happening. Oh, yeah, you can hear the volume. Oop. There we go. Yeah, it's working. I'm trying to take that off. Press play on there. Okay. So I'm gonna work on this tonight. While we listen to some music. I hope you've had a good day. I've had one of those days where I have been looking at this textile print all day, because when I'm not working on it, I put it on the perched up on the side so that I can see it randomly with fresh eyes. And I have been trying to get to this all day. I've done other things before it that needed to be done. I added some new panels to my about page, my about tab on Twitch. I realized I wasn't linking to all the different places you can find me and different places that you can find helpful things online that I have done. So I did that, which meant opening Photoshop. And then I had to fix up my blog because I needed to renew the plan, my WordPress plan, because when you pay for a WordPress plan, if you don't know, it stops Google or any adware software appearing on your underneath or in between your blog, like the text of your blog. So I haven't had enough cash to renew my subscription, and so all the blog posts that I link to, like on Linktree or on mainly Linktree, or that I once linked to I was gonna say on here, but on here's pretty recent. But all the blog posts that I've linked to anywhere in the last year would have had a different URL, and so when you press it, it doesn't bring you back to the blog. And I had a little moment of realization today that I do not need to worry about ads appearing on my blog. I don't need to spend that kind of money. It's not necessary. It's an unnecessary expense when you haven't got enough cash to keep repeating it every year. So I've gone back to the old name for my blog. And it feels nice to know that I'm saving a little bit of cash. So that happened today. And as I was doing all that, I was watching the clock tick away. And I just couldn't get back to this. I couldn't get back to this. But last night, last night I would say, I deliberately went to bed late because I wanted to do a little bit on this. And so I sketched in, wonder if you can see that, I sketched in the wishes at the back, the dandelions. I don't know what you call those officially. I'll find the name, I'll Google it, but I sketched them in where I think I wanted them. And so tonight I'm going to be shading them in. That's what I'm working on for a little bit on here. Make sure I've got everything. Glasses. Let me have a look to see what officially what these dandelions are called. Like officially, what are they called when they blow off of the dandelion? Oh, what? I think it might be the seeds. What? What are they called officially? Are those just the seeds? Let's get a real definition of what they're called. Well, I'm trying to Google it, but it just says here how to make a wish on a dandelion. I didn't think that would need explaining, but okay. Dude, I think these are dead dandelions, right? When they get to a stage when you can wish on it, they're dead. They're dead dandelions as far as I know. There you go. Dead dandelions. Let me see. Yes, it's when dandelions have died. No one is really explaining what they are in here. Well, we're gonna just assume they're dead, because what are... Okay, here we go. It says here, the white floaties, this is what they call it. They call it floaties. The white floaties originate from a densely packed seed head that resembles a fuzzy ball. If you look closely, each seed has a dozen umbrella-like. Let's go into the thing. It's very interesting that it can metamorphosize like that. No, can't find it. I don't know what. You know, sometimes when you click things into Google, or you click on an article that starts off telling you something that you want to know, and then you go to it and you can't find what you were reading on that came up on the front page, like the first page of your Google search. They're seed heads, apparently. Okay, so it says here, the beautiful flowers eventually, so these beautiful flowers eventually turn into white globes that are often called puffballs, and dandelions grow successfully because those puffballs disperse their seeds over long distances. So these wishes, this at the bottom here, they're carrying, this is the seed. This is what the dandelion looks like in the beginning. This is what it turns into when it dies. And then the seeds are carried off. So every time you make a wish, you're actually helping a dandelion drop into the soil and rebirth itself as a new dandelion plant. It's quite cool. Alright, so let's get on with this. Clean my glasses. Okay. Let's get a cracking. I've just seen what you've seen on stream. It's pretty dark, but I am working on these bits here. Might bring you a touch closer later. But they're hard for you to see at the moment with the light. If I move the light away a little bit, you might be able to see it. There's a lag, there's a delay. So I'm just waiting to see on the delay. Wow, it's a really long delay. Can you see that properly? Yes, you can. I'll push this light down a little bit. It's a bit bright for me. Alright, let's get cracking. Oop, hit the camera. Didn't mean to do that. So it's a difficult one, trying to position this properly, because work on an angle. Got to move you around a little bit. I've got to move this around so I can see what I'm doing. If you're watching the replay, welcome replay gang. Let me check this volume, just making sure everything's alright. Oops. I just want to check the volume, make sure it's not too loud. I just want to check the volume, make sure it's not too loud. That seems alright. Cannot see that one very well. I'm trying to get one of these Make-A-Wishy dandelion things whoop, down here to suggest that they're falling out of the frame of the vines. I'm not loving too much. I don't really want it to touch Wabbit's bum, but I want it to feel like they're floating down. So I'm just like, how do I do that? Okay, let's give it a go. I think I'm overthinking it again. This is normally what happens when I overthink. Start to make mistakes. Just stay calm, Shan. So I'm gonna have to just trust myself. That's alright. Don't let it go in here. So, how do you decide who you're gonna follow on Twitch? Like, not just who you might check in on every now and again, like who you're actually going to hit the follow button for. I have a system for doing that, and that system has caused me to run out of people to watch, because I notice a lot of my favorites are not like streaming as often. I don't think they've changed their streaming schedule, like, you know, drastically, but change this light a little bit. But I have noticed that in recent weeks, there's been nobody on when I'm ready to watch something. Which is there's definitely been a change, because normally there's someone on. But I found that there hasn't really been anyone on at a time when I wanna watch something. And so I am telling myself that I need to start finding or adding new people to the list of people that I follow on here. But I have a system, so I just want to know, like, hear me out. Hear me out. I just want to know what you do, so that I know that I'm not bonkers. I mean, I don't think I'm bonkers. I just have a system for, like, deciding who I'm gonna spend time with. But it's quite a meticulous system. Like, I kind of test people out. Right, I will just explain to you what I do. But first, let me change this lighting, because I've noticed that there is quite a glare on the stream. So I'm just moving this pencil around. Sorry, I'm just moving the light around so you can get a better view. I think when I shine the light directly onto the pencil, there's too much glare. That's a bit better, isn't it? If I do that. So I don't need that much light at the moment. I'm not seeing any significant difference, and there is a lag. If I bring the light down even lower, what would that do? No. It's hard to know. Pencil is unforgiving when it comes to light. No, that's too dark now, isn't it? What I might do is prop it up. If I prop it up, is that better? A little bit. A little bit better, isn't it? Let me find something to prop this up with. Okay, so it needs to get close to you. Oh, I can't have you too low down, otherwise my head hits the camera and then it distracts me when I'm drawing. But I can make this higher. I can make my base higher. That's no problem. Take a look under here. Oops. How's that malarkey? How is that? Oh, that's better, isn't it? So it needs to get closer to the I'm reaching for everything I have now. It needs to I'm reaching for all my sketchbooks. It needs to get closer to the screen. Okay. What's that like? Any good? Is that bad? Okay, so it's better in terms of glare. But can I draw like this? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Can she draw like this? Maybe. Maybe. It's different. Okay, I'm going to leave that area and work over here. A little bit. How's that? That works. You can still see most of it. Okay. Okay. Sometimes little bits of rubber just appears on here and I don't know where it's come from and I can't pick it up and it just becomes part of the paper and I have to deal with it, but it's really irritating. Okay, so my system for choosing who I'm going to watch on Twitch is this. So, like I said, I've been running out of people to watch. So, my system is, I'll glance over the recommended. Right. Actually, this is how I pick the people that I currently follow. So it's the same method. So yeah, I'll go to their stream, which is live, and I'll watch them for about 3 to 4 minutes. Not that long, while they're live. 3 to 4 minutes. And then what I'll do is I'll go to their past videos, to their past broadcasts, and then I'll run through them. I'll just run through them and I'll look at the thumbnails that come up on every video. I'll just go through them. And if I see them creating something that I'm drawn to, so something that I like, I will watch that video, so their past broadcast, irrespective of the fact, using so many words at this time of night, that they are live streaming. I will do that 5 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes of watching them live, and then I'll go to their past videos and I'll watch one of their old streams, like all the way through. Now, here comes the test. If I can get all the way through somebody's old broadcast, their VODs, and now I found someone that I can watch live. I just cannot watch someone live fresh like that. If I don't know them, I've not watched any of their previous videos before. If they're fresh to me, if they're a fresh recommendation, I cannot just watch the person live. Because I don't know whether or not they're going to entertain me. I don't mean entertain me as in like keep me interested. I just don't know whether or not I like the vibe of their stream. Do you know what I mean? But the first indicator that I might like someone or what they're doing is what they're actually, the medium that they're working in. So I tend to be drawn to people who are painters, people who use pencil for their art, inkers. I'm drawn to that. I don't come on here and watch gaming unless I'm watching like some of the comedians that I follow on other social media platforms. But apart from that, I don't come on here to watch gaming for just, you know what I mean? Just, I wanted to say regular people, but I didn't want it to sound bad. But like, unless I know you from something else, I'm not coming on here to watch you play games. Do you know what I mean? So I'm really on here just watching 98% of the time watching an art stream. So if you use pencil, if you use ink, if you use paints of any kind, if you do classical art, I don't tend to watch people who draw like I don't tend to be drawn to streams of people who do how would I call it, animated art. So things that are just that have a cartoony feel to it. I'm not really drawn to that so much. Yeah, so once I've watched an old stream all the way through, if I can get all the way through an old stream, I then will go back and watch another one. And what I tend to do is if they're doing process streams, as in they're working on one piece, and each stream it develops for each stream there's a new development on their piece. I'll go back to the beginning where they started it, and I'll just watch their old videos until I get to the point where they've finished the piece. Then and only then will I tune into a live all the way through. Now, I cannot be the only one who does this. Oh. I cannot be the only one who selects people like that. There has to be a method. Everyone has to have their own method. So for me, first and foremost, it's the art. It's the type of art. And then it's like the person. But that's just me. I know everybody, like, you must have your own method for doing it. I know I'm not cray. I know. So that's how I pick people on here. One thing that I don't love about Twitch is you only get recommended streams from streamers who've been on here for a while and they have a larger following, so they've got more people who are tuning into their streams. Move the whole thing. I don't particularly love that about Twitch. First and foremost, I don't love it like from a viewer's point of view, because what if there's someone who hasn't got a huge following on here yet, but they're creating the kind of art that I want to see? I'm going to miss out on that because they're not going to get recommended to me. That's a bit irritating. And then from a streamer's point of view, because the only way to search for categories is by like what they've already got set up. So you can't type in something you'd like to see and see it. Like I can't type in pencil art and it comes up. You've got to type in the category. So like I'm not gonna get found or recommended on here. And I can tell you, you don't stream on Twitch if you never intend to have anyone join your streams. The whole reason why you stream is to build up a community for whatever your reason is for being on here. Yeah. Also, when I watch people's streams, I am a huge lurk. I like to lurk on streams as well for a while. I might lurk on a person's stream for weeks until I decide to just like put something in the chat. And I'm alright with that. What I've started to do lately though, because I've hold on, I'm just trying to get this sorry, I don't think I can talk and do this, hold on. There's a big one, it's actually a big one. Okay, yeah, so because of my own from streaming on here, sometimes another person will like somehow another person will jump on this stream, like another viewer. I'll get a viewer, and I would like that viewer to just say hi, because doing a whole stream talking to yourself is not the lick. So if that person just kind of came on and said, hey, lurking, I'd feel good about that. You know what I mean? I've not done that one very well. Well done. So what I've started doing is I've started just, when I attend someone's stream now and I don't really feel like putting anything in the chat, I'll just put, hello, lurking. I think streamers like that. I think streamers like to just know you're there. And that's what I do. What I'm doing now. Mess that one up too. What are you thinking about the music? Do you like it? It's alright. I think it's alright. It's one of the better playlists. Ooh, me bum. Today, amongst all the things I was doing, I added some new tabs. I think I mentioned this before on my about page. So on the about section on here, so you can find my gift shop, you can find my clothing store, you can find some free PDFs that I did for pencil artists looking for paper. Could be always looking for the right paper. What else have I got? Check it out. Check it out over there. Check out the about section. You can check out the podcast. What else did I add there? There's some freebies. And like I said in a previous stream, if you haven't watched any of my other streams, and you're a new replayer, on my about section there is a link that you can use to get a discount on your art supplies from Jackson Art. Whoop. Whoops. Now I'm also trying to do, not get rid of my mistakes, just kind of work around them. Imagine you really get in your head about the way things are supposed to look, but everything I do is traditional, and you know, traditionally you do things by hand. There's going to be human errors. I'm starting to really appreciate that and leave it in my work, which I'm feeling really good about, actually. I'm trying to go slow with putting these dandelion wishes in. And you might have noticed that I'm working out of order. So like, I haven't put anything here, haven't worked on the ones up here. There's a reason for that. There's something I want to add to this design, and I have absolutely no clue where to put it, but I really want to add it because I think that it's integral to the story. It's a very important character in the movie, and from the time I started designing this, I just didn't know where to put him, so I thought, oh, I'll just keep going, and eventually, as I'm mapping this out, I'll work it out. I have gotten this far and I haven't worked out where to put him. So I think I'm deliberately not doing the ones in the middle because I think maybe I might add him somewhere there and I can't rub out. I'm pressing quite hard on the pencil to get a very fine effect with the 4H. And if I try to rub that out, it will never come out. So I'm just going slow and only putting things in where I feel they need to go, so I can still give myself time to make a final decision. But probably I'll talk about that on the next stream, I think. I like the way it's coming out, but I still want to fit that character in. So I feel like it's just better to not commit to putting anything in these spaces yet. It's alright, I've got enough of these wishes to do. I got enough to work on. Not gonna run out of things to do. Yeah, the only way I can get these really, really fine lines in the seeds that really you could only really see if you saw it close up. So I'm putting all this effort in for things that, you know, no one may notice, but I know. The only way to do it is to use a really fine nib and press down a little bit on the paper. And that kind of technique is unforgiving. Like, I've made a little mistake here, but it'll be okay. That's what I said, I'm leaving in my mistakes. That's cool. Also, I left a big space down here. There's supposed to be dandelions down here as well, but again, that might be where I put this character in, and I don't want to, you know, I don't want to put anything in there to only have to be upset if I have to take it out. I don't know, I feel like wherever I put him, it throws this piece out of balance. And I mean, I had a little brainchild today of what I might do, but I just don't want it to look like I just plobbed him in anywhere. I'm also deliberately not disclosing who the character is because I don't want to talk about it and then I don't end up putting him in. So if I just tell you that I'm having a problem, I feel like that's enough. But I would feel bad, it would upset my soul if I didn't find some way of adding this character in. See, that one that one was a bit shaky. That's okay. I'll make it work. I'm very impressed with this 4H pencil from Faber-Castell. It's new. I bought it in a pencil haul. I mean, can you call a pencil haul like a haul if you don't buy everything at the same time, but you're planning to buy things? I'm gonna call that a haul because that's how I buy things. I don't buy all my materials in one go. It's a little too pricey to do that. But I am in the middle of a pencil haul. And so I bought this one probably a couple of weeks ago. Can you see that on the screen? There's a bit of a delay, so I'm just looking to see on my laptop if you can see this. Oh, hold on. There you go. It's the Faber-Castell gold from the Gold Faber 4H. I bought it because I needed a really light pencil for my light values, and also when I'm laying out the actual sketch that I'm going to work on, I want something super light so that if I make a mistake I can erase it without leaving all the lines on the paper. I am very impressed. So I'm on the what should I call these bits? On the Make-A-Wish bits. On these bits, if I get a bit closer, my camera might pick it up for you. Let me bring this to you. The light is unforgiving. Alright, yeah, you can just about see that. On the Make-A-Wish bits here, I'm using the 4H to get a lighter, finer effect. And I'm colouring in the seed gently and I don't know, we call this a stem. And then I'm going over with the Derwent. What's this one? I believe this is a 2H. Yeah, this is a 2H. So I'm using for the seeds. So to put in the dark lines, just to emphasize the seed, just to make the seed pop away from the white paper, I'm using a really sharpened 2H, right? I think so? Yeah, 2H Derwent. It's a nice effect because you get that kind of nice soft tonal effect. You know what I mean? Like you get these thin lines and these thick lines, and it adds a bit of depth to the wish, which is really nice. Yeah, so it's working really nice. I like using different values. I think it helps that I stay engaged with what it's looking at, because it would have been really easy to use a darker pencil for the whole of the wish, but it's just so much more delicate with this 2H thing going on here. Like so much more delicate, and I'm really pleased with that. And then for these shapes in the middle, because I just felt like it needed something else than the wishes, as like a counter pattern to counter it, to complement it but to counter it. So I'm putting these little can you see that on the screen? Maybe I'm putting these little round shapes. I'm not really defining the shape as anything particular. They're just oblong shapes that match the shape of the seed, and I think it works well as a complementary pattern along with the wish. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta go with how you're feeling, and it felt right, so I started doing it. It felt right, so I started doing it, and it seems to be working. I do hate these random like pencil marks that just come out from nowhere. Okay, it's looking alright, you know. Looking alright. So there's one more wish here next to this little guy's chest. I don't know whether or not to put that in either, because I also don't want the patterns so close to the rabbit that the rabbit kind of fades away. I want kind of this background to just just kind of be surrounding the rabbit and just pushing it out as the focus of the piece, as opposed to the rabbit drowning. So I'm gonna leave that bit and that bit until tomorrow. But I've also got another dandelion up here that I can do a bit of. There is one here. Happy with this one. Let's do this one. Forgot which angle I was going in that way. Up. Because I'm upside down, I can't remember the shape of the puffy bits. I'm getting all disoriented with that. Turn this around a little bit. Let's try this again. Gosh, putty rubbers are a godsend. I don't know who invented the putty rubber or when, but this shit gets me out of all kind of sticky situations. As long as I don't go too hard with the pencil, I can pretty much guarantee I can rely on the putty rubber to keep me on the straight and narrow. I'd like a bit of a bend to this actually. I'd like to bend that a little bit. To mirror the shape of the flower. I'm going to make this a little one. It was supposed to be a big one, but I'm going to make it a little one. Yeah, the 4H is with enough pressure. You can get some pretty dark tones, which is surprising. It's pretty surprising how dark you can get with this if you put enough pressure on. The only thing is you will scratch your paper because it's a hard pencil, so you will scratch the paper a little bit, which I still think adds a little bit of texture to it. But if you make a mistake, that's indented in your paper there, and you can't get that out. So whilst it's like amazing, it's also unforgiving. But you can get some really deep, like this can go. Let me show you. You know what I hate? I hate when I see streamers put stuff over their work and then begin to test something out for the viewers. And all I'm thinking is, your work is under there. Your work is under there. You're gonna mess up your work. Please don't do that. Please don't demonstrate any pencils or pens over your work. So I'm just going to hold it over the, oh, I'm going to hover it over as opposed to just put the paper down on my actual drawing. Hold on. I just want to kind of show you how dark it can get if you apply pressure. So that's the light tone if you want to do a light shading. And then if you go even darker, even heavier, sorry, with the pencil, it can get pretty, I hope you can see that. The only problem is that light and graphite pencil are not friends. So hopefully you can see the difference between. So I would say that's the lightest shade. That's somewhere in the middle, and I've pressed quite hard with the pencil here. Also going in different directions. I don't know if you shade like that. I actually don't know if anyone shades in different directions like that, but if you actually angle this pencil in a different direction and you go across the shading, you'll get a darker effect. I never shade like that. I never shade going across. And I can't imagine what I would be doing to shade like that. But if you do, you get an even deeper tone with the pencil. So I think a 2H is a good one to have. I don't have a shit ton of pencils. I did consider buying a pencil set. But sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Because I mean, when it comes to my art materials, I don't shag. You know what I mean? I'm bougie. I buy luxury brands, name brands. I'm bougie like that. I'm bougie because I'm classically trained, and when you're learning art, classically learning art, you get like a your tutors and your teachers will give you a list of materials that you should buy, and they never tell you to buy the cheap stuff. They may every now and again tell you about student range sketchbook. They may do, but basically they're all name brands. So you're kind of conditioned to buy materials that cost a shit ton. And then, you know, you realize that those materials work really well. I'm just taking a little handbrake. Those materials work well. And so you just always buy those brands and you never really navigate. Unless you see another artist and they tell you, oh, I bought this cheaper alternative and it works really well. And then you might, you know what I mean, you might jump in and say, let me try something else out. But yeah, I'm hella bougie. And I'm proud of it. I'm fine. I'm fine buying the name brand stuff. But because I know I'm only as great as my tools, and I know that I will buy expensive shit, it's not safe to me. It's not safe for me to be in an art shop. Because I'll just be like, okay, let me try everything out. Let me see what they got. And I can spend hours in an art shop. Do you know what I mean? And then buying online is even worse, isn't it? Because you can spend days with your shopping cart open. You can spend days. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see if I can make do with what I've got. And see if I can try and just make things work. That being said, I do need a set of charcoals because I've never used charcoal pencil. Obviously I've used charcoal in the past, but I've never used charcoal pencil, and I feel like some of my deeper blacks here could be even deeper with charcoal. Like I could get the eclipse over the moon deeper. And I want a white charcoal pencil so I can highlight the leaves and the bits in the strawberries. So that's next on my list. And I saw another streamer using, what is her name? I saw another streamer using what was she using? She was using a pencil eraser. No, she was using an eraser as it was an eraser pencil, so it's an eraser inside of a pencil, so you have to sharpen it. You have to you sharpen the pencil to get a fine point on the rubber. And I was just like, what? Oh, what this? When was this invented? When did this come about? Like, literally a couple weeks ago, I saw that on on another streamer stream. What is her name? Paint the Moment. Paint the Moment. Her work is beautiful. But yeah, she was just like, she was just sharpening it out. And so I immediately, while I was watching her stream, went over to Amazon to see what I'm going with that, what it's about, and can I get it. And so it's been sitting in my basket for a little while. And so that's next on my list of things to buy when there's a bit of money in my account. Because I feel like I need to get a rounded effect on the vines, and I'm trying to do it with my putty rubber, and it's just not sharp. I need a sharp, crisp, light line here, and I can't really get it. So that's next on my list of things to buy. But yes, I definitely recommend the 2H pencil, and I have used, like when I was doing I did Inktober over the pandemic, and I really wasn't interested in Inktober before the pandemic, but you know, remember what it was like. So I did it, and then I did it with a family member because I thought it would be nice to do it with someone else, and that family member was up for it, and so we did Inktober together over stream. We would meet up every night at a certain time, and we would just draw, which was really cool. I definitely recommend, if you're gonna do Inktober, if you're thinking about doing Inktober, to do it with a buddy. And yeah, that was cool. Why was I telling you about that? Why did I start telling you? Oh, right.